A vote to change the City of Lawton's charter is going to the residents of Lawton. If passed, the city would extend its current employee probationary period and implement a True North culture statement.
And here with us this evening to discuss the two changes being proposed to the charter is John Ratliff, Lawton City Manager. Welcome, John.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Appreciate being here.
Thanks for being here. So start off, could you explain what the two changes being proposed are?
Sure. So the first one, as you mentioned, is extending the probationary period from 6 months to a year. And we felt like that was important because a lot of times an employee will come on, they'll be new, and 6 months isn't really enough time to evaluate them and to put them in a position to be successful. So we thought it was important to extend that period to a year. And then the other change is assimilating our True North culture statement into the charter. You know, we see a lot of the positive momentum that's being made in our community with roads and water sewer line infrastructure improvement, and we felt that it was really important to keep that momentum going for the future. And so as a part of that, we wanted it in the charter so future administrations and future elected officials could use that as a guiding light.
Now, True North is something that's advertised at least at every council meeting. How will holding an election on adding the culture statement improve city governing?
Well, it doesn't improve city governing per se, but it's so important to us. It's not just a catchy slogan or a phrase. It's who we are, and those statements in the statement are our values. And we felt that it was important to incorporate those into a charter, which is only something that can be amended by a vote of the people, and that it was important so we could have it in there so it would have a lasting impact.
All right, one more question on the True North. If it is passed and added to the charter, what's something they could do then that they couldn't do before? Is there anything that's going to be added that people can do?
No, we just think that these guiding principles for future administrations and future councils, it just kind of, in my opinion, sets the tone. So when they go in, they assume their duties and responsibilities, they know what the benchmark is. And that's why we felt it was so important to include it in the charter.
As for the probationary period extension, what are the pros and cons of extending it?
Well, I think the pro is that you get a longer period to evaluate a new employee. 6 months is a pretty short period of time, and so we just felt that it was important to extend that out so we get a better evaluation. We can determine kind of what the strengths and weaknesses are of the employee involved and assign them to an area within the city government where they'll be most successful.
To me, that seems like a long time. Do you think that will keep any qualified individuals from applying due to the extension?
No, I don't think so.
Has the city had issues with hiring people incapable of doing their job?
No, we haven't had issues with that per se. Again, we just felt like it was important to extend that period out so we could have an opportunity to really get to know the individual and put them in a position to succeed.
I know you've gotten to hear from residents about both of these that they will be voting on. Do you think that this is something that might pass? How do you think the citizens are feeling about it?
Well, we certainly hope that they will pass. So we've already had a public hearing. The citizens have weighed in. They've weighed in on some proposals that we had that they weren't in favor of, and we are not carrying those proposals forward. So we certainly hope on September 9th, when the citizens get an opportunity to vote on this, that they will approve them, and these will be changes that are incorporated in the charter going forward.
Overall, do you think both of these propositions will pass, and why?
I do, and I certainly hope so, because I just think that it makes the city government more efficient. I think it provides principles and values that future administrations can look to and can incorporate as they learn their new jobs. And they're not coming in, they might be starting new, but at least there's a mark on the wall, and they can move forward, and they can know what the standard is.
All right, I know we're here talking about the proposed changes, but there's one more thing that you want to talk about, so
Yes,
I'm going to
ma'am.
give you the floor real quick.
Yeah, so I definitely want to highlight to our citizens, we have a free adoption week event, which is starting on Saturday at the farmers market. It will run to the following Saturday, and all fees will be waived for adoption. So currently we're about 80 animals over our max capacity at the shelter. So we definitely want to get those animals new homes. We want to get them to adopted, loving families and get them out of the shelter. And we just felt that waiving the fees was a really good way to do that.
Great. John, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me, guys.